What is up, guys? Adrian here from Launch TV, joined with Lexi. You guys asked and you shall receive. This is our Halloween Horror Nights 31 hype list. And if you guys are unfamiliar with the way we're going to do this, we'll be ranking the houses from 10 down to 1. Now that is going on what we are most excited for, not saying that we think any of these houses are going to be bad, but we're trying to see
excited for.
what we're most excited for, basically. So, with all of that being said and all the logistics out of the way, let's start with our number 10, in which we both have the same exact number 10 on our hype list, which is Hell Block Horror. Now, why is this number 10 on our list? Well, stacking towards the other 9 haunted houses that are here, just feel like this isn't truly something that we're excited to see.
Right, yeah.
You're going into prison with monsters.
I think it was monsters.
Yeah, there's...
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. I thought it was just like a prison.
No, it's basically you're gonna see like vampires, werewolves, all types of different monsters in this prison.
Yeah, no, I'm just not excited for it. Not saying it's gonna be a bad house. I'm just not excited. Just like he said, there's a lot of IPs that are obviously gonna overstep that house, so that's why it's my number 10.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I will be obviously going to that house. So,
yeah, obviously.
And we don't know, like, it could be one of our favorites towards the end of the event. You don't know.
Happens all the time. Happened with me, House of 1000. So,
there you go.
A lot of things can happen. Now let's move to our number 9.
Alright, my number 9 is Universal Legends Collide, the Monsters house. I'm not really excited for it, just because I wish, what's his name?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I wish he was in here, but he's not. It is what it is. I guess that's like a big part why I'm not excited. And we've seen monsters the last, what, 3 years? So that's why I'm not really excited for it. It's not really like one of my hypes. But I'm sure it's gonna be a great house. I'm still excited for it. It's my number 9. That's it.
My number 9 is a little bit different than that, and it's kind of the same reasoning though. So mine is Halloween. Now, a lot of you know when this house got announced, I was very excited, and I still am very excited. I feel like this house is going to be amazing. However, in comparison to the other houses that are coming to the event, it just feels kind of, not lackluster, but not as hyped as I am for the others. So, that's how I feel about my number 9. Moving on to number 8. What's your number 8?
This is Descendants of Destruction. This is my number 8. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. It's supposed to be like what monsters I think. Right?
So it's mutants. So it's basically like a New York subway station, and the deeper you go, the darker it's gonna get. So when you start in the house, it's going to be all very bright, and then you get deeper, it's gonna get darker, so it's gonna go to flashlights, and then at the end, almost the entire house is gonna be bioluminescent.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm excited for this house. It's not ranked higher because, you know, it's one of the ones that I'm most excited for. But definitely number 8 sounds pretty cool. And New York's pretty cool.
Yeah, right? I want to go to New York someday.
Blood and gore. Yeah.
Race to New York.
Anyways.
Anyway, my number 8 is the Horrors of Blumhouse. So, what's the nicest way I can say this? When this house got announced, we were both beyond excited for this. We both like Freaky. We both love the Black Phone. So, there's really no wrong way for this house to happen, in my honest opinion. However, this is the 3rd time that I see Blumhouse at the event. So, continuing on that trend with Halloween and what she said with monsters, it's kind of not as anticipated like the others, just because it doesn't have that new factor like some of these other houses do. Our number 7, starting with Lexi's, is...
The Horrors of Blumhouse.
Oh!
Number 7. I loved Freaky. Black Phone, not so much. It was your typical, like, Blumhouse movie.
I feel like it was better than most Blumhouse movies, though.
Yeah. It's my number 7. I loved Freaky, just because it reminds me of Happy Death Day, and I actually liked those movies, so I'm pretty excited.
Did it remind you of Freaky Friday?
No. But like, if there is a chainsaw in the house, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited. Others might think I'm crazy, but I loved Freaky, so I guess that's why it's pretty high on my list. And I don't like to get scared like that, so I feel like this house is gonna be pretty neutral. Like, it's one of those houses where like
you can just keep running this house all the time and not worry about that fear factor.
Or maybe the lines won't be as long.
Alright, my number 7, it's kind of funny because our 7 and 8s did the same thing, because my number 7 is also Descendants of Destruction. I think this house, set-wise, is going to be amazing. And honestly, when I first started hearing about it, the rumors were that it was going to be like Seeds of Extinction. So my anticipation was very high. And I just feel like they're going to knock this out of the ballpark. However, it does worry me a little bit because the description itself reminds me of Depths of Fear. So with Depths of Fear, they said that it was going to start calm, which is how this house starts, and then get more and more intense as the house proceeds. So as long as it doesn't follow that route, it follows more of like the Seeds of Extinction route, I think it'll be good. So yeah, Descendants of Destruction, please be a good house. Number 6?
Mine is Halloween. I know people are gonna probably bash me for that, just because I guess this was a house before at Horror Nights.
HHN 24.
Like I said earlier, I've only been going since 2018, so I didn't get to see that house. So that's why it's so high on my list, because I haven't seen it. So, and I like Michael Myers, so yeah,
Mike's
like.
kinda cute.
I've only been one through those houses, Michael Myers, which was 2018, was in the Shrek location, and I actually like that house. So yeah, it's my number 6. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And like you say, he's pretty cute, so why not, you know?
Mike's kind of cute. But anyways, now I think I can go to my number 6, which is Universal Monsters Legends Collide. Now, one thing that I love about this house, just right off the bat, it's a 1-2-parter. So part 1 is here in Orlando and part 2 is in Hollywood. We're not sure if we're gonna go to Hollywood this year. Sorry to break the news this way, but if you want to see it, there's a ton of other channels going out there this year. Check them out, trust me. However, our house in particular, from everything that we saw online, is going to be based around ancient Egypt. So anything that deals with like Egypt or like ancient ruins has me in. So it's gonna be great, has the monsters, has everything tied in, and I think this is gonna be a home run. At the end of the day, I see this really moving up on a lot of people's lists when it comes out, like when we go through it. And then I'll move to my number 5, and then we'll like flop over.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
So my number 5, sorry here, is Bugs Eaten Alive. See what I did there, number 5, Bugs Eaten Alive. Anyways, now this is at my number 5 for the fact that I am neutral on this house. I am beyond excited for this, but it's going to disgust me. This house is going to be grotesque, and I'm kind of for it. Like, I want to see the most disgusting things you can imagine in this haunted house. I want people to go and say this is their least favorite house because of how gross it is. The amount of bugs that are going to be in here, all the creepy crawlies, everything just... Oof. Bugs, if you have a short wait, I'll be waiting in that line. If you have a long line, I'll be waiting in that line. Anyways, move on to your number 5.
Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Week.
Winter's Week.
Yeah. This is my number 5, just because it sounds pretty cool. As you guys know, I'm into Horror Nights, but not as much as Adrian is. I've only been going because of him. So, I don't know, it sounds pretty cool. Can you describe what this house is going to be
So,
like?
we had a scare zone in 2016, which was called Dead Man's Wharf. And it was basically a bunch of like shipwrecked crewmates out there, and then it's hard to really describe it. We'll have to go back and watch it and I can show you, but it's a really nice concept altogether. I can see there being like giant like sets in here and all of this stuff. I think this will be a really well done house altogether. I'm trying to think.
I'm excited for the costumes.
Oh, if they use the same, like, so they had a bioluminescence in the mask, like in the scare zone. So if they use something like that in the house,
Beautiful.
it'd be gorgeous. Number 4 is the exact same haunted house, and I can really get down with this because in the description it said listen to your abuelas, and I always listen to my abuela. So this is Fiesta de Chupacabras, and I gotta say, just based on the name, I'm kind of excited for it. My first ever haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights is an urban legend. This house is an urban legend. So we haven't seen an urban legend at Universal Orlando since 2013, almost 10 years ago. So this is crazy, but I can't wait to see this. The fact that you're going to be walking through a Latin American city, and the people that live there are going to be trying to lure you in and show you everything. Basically, you're going to be a sacrifice to the Chupacabra.
Right.
So
That's pretty cool. And have you ever seen like the drawings, like if you ever like look up to a camera, like it's pretty creepy. So I'm excited of how they're going to do this for the house. I'm sure it's gonna be terrifying, obviously. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. And you have some Latin flair in there. That's exciting.
A little.
As well, so.
If I hear any music, I'm just gonna start dancing. No shame in dancing in a haunted house. You can dance when you're scared and you can dance when you're happy. Those are the only well, there's more times to dance, but those are the only times you can dance. We also have the same number 3, so I'm gonna let Lexi take it away with our number 3.
Spirits of the Coven. This is the witch house, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like witches. So, and it seems like it's gonna
Slay witch.
It's gonna be pretty terrifying, and a bunch of gore. So that'll be nice. Maybe.
Will it be gory though?
There'll be blood.
There will be
Witches
blood.
will be luring you in.
Yeah.
While you be screaming, they'll be laughing.
Cackling.
Same thing.
Same thing. Same difference.
But and according to the picture, there's blood on it. So.
Okay, there is blood. There's also pumpkins.
But I think it's gonna be like your typical Halloween house, like Halloween haunted house, in a good way, obviously. Like, you know, with pumpkins and witches, and hearing them laugh.
Yeah. Well, the one cool thing about it is that it's based in like a 1920 speakeasy.
Right.
So they're luring you into that speakeasy, and you think, oh wow, I'm getting in here, getting into this forbidden speakeasy. Like, this is awesome. I know the password. And then the deeper you get into this, you realize that it's just all a facade. They're luring you in to kill you, to make you into witch's brew. So you're gonna be a nice drink for them. Not pumpkin spice, but
I'm
it'll be
excited
good.
how they're gonna do speakeasy, because when they did it at Case Files.
Ah, yeah, that was so cool.
That was like really cool.
I wonder if that was the concept behind it. Like, they tested it out the same way they did with Yeti, when they had a full-on haunted house based on one significant scene in Sauter Cinema. If they did the same thing with Case Files, which we did speculate on that. So
that's true. Case Files and I have the speakeasy is pretty cute. I liked it. So I'm sure it's probably gonna be like the same idea. So yeah, I'm excited for this house.
Do you want to go with your number 2 or my number 2?
I guess I'll go with my number 2, which is Bugs Eaten Alive. The reason why it's so high on my list is because I'm hoping it's gonna scare the freaking crap out of me and gross me with a bunch of bugs. Like, I'm hoping I'm gonna run out of the house screaming because creepy crawlies. Like, I hate bugs. I don't like bugs. I don't know anyone that likes bugs. I mean, and there's some people who like they don't mind bugs, but like, I do not like bugs. Like,
I feel like this house is gonna give people PTSD. They're gonna be like walking down the street and just see something walk across, and they're gonna be, oh my god, it's a bug.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this house, and because it's different. The years that I've been going to Haunted Horror Nights, there's nothing really been anything with like bugs related. So I like this idea, and obviously it's original. So Universal Orlando does a very good job of creating these haunted houses with originals.
All these new environments. They really know how to bring you into it and tie it all together.
So I'm excited for this house. I'm sure it's gonna be the most disgusting house ever, in a good way. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this house. So
I gotta agree with you on that. Like, that's gonna be a really creepy house. Like, I can really see that being high on my like final.
And then like
list.
maybe like the noises, like
oh.
and then like the air, the air.
Oh, like the air cannons.
Yeah. Or like, what if they do something like Hill House, where like it was, or like Hill House or Graveyard Games, where like you're going like a black tunnel. And there's like or something like that.
Even worse. So imagine it's like a tunnel like that, but you just have like roaches on both sides of the wall crawling up.
Oh, I'm getting like
just
chills.
strobe lights. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You see, and also too, it's like it was 1950s, right?
Yeah.
So you're going into like a 1950s house, so like it's just like.
Well, it's like it's called BuzzCon, and you're going into the 1950s home of the future.
Right.
That's what they're calling it. But of course, something has to go wrong, and these bugs are gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. So
a nice cockroach scare at the end.
it just reminds me of, like, I'll put a picture up in SpongeBob when that one cockroach is eating the Krabby Patty. That's what this house is gonna remind me of.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be them on break. But anyways, let's go to my number 2. My number 2 is Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. This house was one of my favorite scare zones back in HHN 26. I think it was my favorite scare zone. It was either that or Vamp. I can't remember right now. But it was before YouTube, so I can't tell you because I don't have documentation. Anyways, it was really well done as a scare zone. I've always wanted to see it turned into a haunted house, and now we're finally gonna get it. I can see these sets being elaborate and huge, whether it's the whole pier, whether it's a whole-sized boat, which they've done in the past. I can't wait to see what they pull out here. I want to see fishermen. I want to see, I don't know, give me a siren or something. Well, it's SeaWorld. But do something that'll like blow our minds in this haunted house. It's amazing because it's also in a soundstage, so it's going to be weather controlled. And if it takes place in the winter during a winter storm with lightning and thunder, the scares are going to be there. Just imagine you're walking down the hallway, you don't hear anything. Lightning strikes, fisherman with the hook, and he's just like...
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that.
Gory.
And then, obviously, if you guys didn't know by now, our number one most anticipated haunted house for this year's Halloween Horror Nights is the Weeknd After Hours Nightmare.
I
And
think everyone pretty much guessed that.
yeah,
I feel
Lexi said
that's
it last video. If you
Everyone's
guys,
anticipation. Like, come on. It's the Weeknd. Who's not excited for this house? I mean, I'm sure there's people, but
there's a lot of naysayers out
I
there.
think it's because we didn't get that Billie Eilish house, and I think that's where a lot of us are like, we didn't get her.
We're
and so,
hurting on that.
right? And so now we get an artist who has the most gory music videos. If you've never watched them, go watch them.
Go watch that.
Like, it's actually pretty terrifying. I forgot which music video it is, but like one of the ladies like cuts its head off, right?
Oh, that's too late.
Yeah, so it's, when you wouldn't think about it, like, you're hearing his music, you wouldn't think that his music videos are gory, but they are, and they're amazing. And I love The Weeknd, so like, I guess I'm a little biased, but like, come on.
Yeah,
you know?
we also went to his concert, and in his concert, the like dancers were creepy.
They were all they do was bring like
Red cloaks, and then there were just these weird
Walking.
movements. Everything was
It
just
was creepy.
and you can tell that The Weeknd has an eye for horror. So this all together, encompassing with the Universal creative team, is going to make for an amazing haunted house, we hope. And I really hope that this house does well. Therefore, in the future, we can get more iterations of haunted houses like this.
With artists, yeah.
With artists, we can see Metallica, we can see Slipknot, we can see Billie Eilish maybe if she decides to come back. There's so many possibilities, and I'm here for all of it.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And hearing his music in the houses.
That's gonna be so
Are you
cool.
kidding me? I think there was 5, right?
6.
6. So 6 of his songs in the house. That's it's gonna be so much fun. So yeah, I'm excited for that house.
That's our
We'll
anticipation
do a
list.
stage scream for that
Yeah,
house. of
opening
course.
night, so catch us there. That's our anticipation list. We want to know yours. Comment it down below. We want to know what you're most hyped for when it comes to the haunted houses. If you want to know our Scare Zone hype list, let us know down below because we will make that as well in the near future. With all that being said, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want us to do next. Subscribe if you guys already haven't done so.
And
Stay excellent, my dudes.